Hello, students and parents of the Muroc Joint Unified School District. Thank you for joining us again this week. We have a 4-day school week. We hope everyone had a wonderful Labor Day with their family and friends. And for this week, I just have a couple of things I'd like to talk about. One, by now we should have released a video that has to do with COVID-19 and protocols. It's supposed to answer a lot of the questions that we've been receiving from families and hopefully clear up any confusion or explain questions that you might have. Just as a reminder, as far as the school district, all school districts in California are concerned, we all follow the guidance given to us by the California Department of Public Health. We in Kern County work directly with the Kern County Health Department in following those guidelines. But the rules that we establish or follow are not made by us. And so we are following the rules that are given to us, similar to Edwards Air Force Base. Edwards Air Force Base doesn't make the rules that they're following. They receive those from the Department of Defense. And so local agencies are following the rules that are given to them by those that govern them. They don't always line up. We've talked about this in the past, but just as a reminder, not everyone's protocols or procedures are going to line up. Everyone looks at the CDC's guidelines, Centers for Disease Control, CDC, for those that are on base and might use after-school childcare, don't want to confuse acronyms. But at the end of the day, those entities that give us direction do so in our best interest. It is our responsibility to follow those. So for us as a school district, our primary focus is to ensure that students get to come to class in person, be with their teacher and their peers. And for those in junior and senior high school, extracurricular activities are that. They're extracurricular. So I just want to talk for a moment about modified quarantine. There have been some questions brought up about that, and specifically for junior and senior high school students, why it is that if a student might qualify for modified quarantine and be able to come to school, but may not participate in after-school activities such as sports or clubs and organizations. The short answer is because those are the rules given to us by the California Department of Health. The longer answer is you read through all the documentation. It's public. You can read through it and see it. But we've posted a lot of things on our website. We've tried to be as absolutely transparent as we can. It is a confusing at times field to navigate. There are a lot of questions that get answered once we bump into situations and scenarios. And what happens is when we have a known positive case of COVID-19, we immediately begin to work with the Kern Health Department. And depending on the situation, if it's something that's brand new to us, sometimes we will then understand and learn even better what those guidelines are. At this point, I would like to think that we have seen the majority of any situation that we would bump into. Every time that we do, we learn from it, we make adjustments, and we've been able to ensure better and better and better that kids can stay in school. But as a reminder, we are first and foremost an educational agency. And so we're going to do everything we can to keep your kids at school and to be safe. I'm very pleased to say that this past week we were able to hire a third full-time registered nurse to work in the school district. To put it into perspective, pre-COVID in our school district, we would be fortunate to have one nurse to cover the entire district, and oftentimes we would have a part-time nurse. In order to be a school nurse in California, you must not only have your RN, but you also have to have a 4-year degree, and that can be very difficult to find, and oftentimes if you find someone that can do that, they're usually in a hospital setting. We adjusted our pay scale a couple of years ago, and now we have been able to attract and retain some very talented healthcare providers. So we essentially went from having a one nurse to about 2,000 students to now we have one nurse per 600. We also have health aides, and school administrators have all gone through training related to COVID-19 and how we can do rapid testing and other things to assist in contact tracing and doing everything we can to keep your children safe and at school. Part of that requires our cooperation together. Please, if you feel that your child might be sick, whether it's the flu or a cold, or especially if they're showing any of the COVID-19 symptoms, we would ask you to please keep them home. If you don't know what COVID-19 symptoms are, you can go to any of our websites and you'll be able to find what those are. We also have a questionnaire that is on the website where you can just plug in answers and plug in your situation and get answers to circumstances that you might be facing, whether it's yourself or it's for your child or someone else in your home, and how might that affect your student. So if you could please take a look at the tools that we put together for you, it should help you in making prudent and wise decisions. What we have seen is a student who comes to school and is positive for COVID, it does have quite a ripple effect for many families. So if there's any question, we are very happy to work with you in ensuring that schoolwork is sent home. You get 2 days to make up for any 1 day of absence. So there's a lot of flexibility that's always been in place, and especially now more than ever. So thank you for all that you do. Very excited that Desert Junior Senior High School is on track to be completed on time still. This should be the last year that they're out of their home, and they'll be in their brand new facilities next year. We have exciting new programs that have already started to spool up. For those that attend there was a town hall recently with General Higer, and you can go and find that on Edwards Air Force Base's website, and it talks all about that. We have an airframe and power plant program that's being introduced at both high schools. We're very excited about that, and expanding AP courses, opportunities to have dual enrollment. This is actually a very exciting time in education. Regardless of healthcare concerns throughout the world, we stay absolutely committed to our mission to ensuring that your children are safe and have a wonderful, amazing, first-class educational experience with the Muroc Joint Unified School District. Thank you for all that you do. If you have any questions or concerns, as always, we would ask that you, if it's related to a teacher, to go to them. Something with the school, talk with your school principal first. And if you've exhausted all of those means and you need to give us a ring, feel free to call the district office. We'll be happy to talk with you, or text or email, whatever it is that you need. Thank you again for all that you do. We hope that you have a wonderful week. See you soon.